Thank you, Brett. So I'm Martina Wilke, CEO of Zealyst. This is my lovely co-founder, Britta.
Hello.
And as Brett mentioned, we're both on the board of Women in Technology, which is a part of Startup Seattle, which I'm proud to say is now officially part of the city of Seattle. We're very excited about that. We put on quarterly events, so our next event will be February 6th and focused, I think 6th, don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure it's on the 6th, on funding. So we're going to be organizing investors, entrepreneurs, and a variety of other people to really dig into the issue of funding. Both women and men are welcome at those events, and we are going to have a variety of different services that we offer throughout the year in addition to our events. So we'd love to see you come out to one of the Women in Tech events.
And we generally partner with an organization that is boots on the ground supporting women in tech, usually through the training of
like Code Fellows. See
like
a Code Fellows t-shirt over there. Very nice. We raised some scholarships for them.
And Ada Development Academy as well.
Yes.
Yes.
So back to Zealyst, our company. When we talked to Brett a couple months ago, is this still on? Oh, there we go. Okay. When we talked to Brett a couple months ago about presenting, we had no idea that by the time December rolled around, we would be in the midst of some big changes at our company. So we decided to tell you about those changes tonight in a tale of two pivots.
To start this off, I'd like to do a dramatic reading from Charles Dickens' A Tale of Two Cities. It was the best of times. It was the worst of times. It was the age of wisdom. It was the age of foolishness. We had everything before us. We had nothing before us. Thank you. So anyone who has ridden the startup roller coaster knows that oftentimes you feel all of the feelings at one time. There have been many days where I feel simultaneously like we are on top of the world and also carrying it on our shoulders.
It's very true. And 3 years ago when we were starting out on this crazy endeavor, we had a whole lot of foolishness, and we also had a lot of passion and excitement about an idea. And the idea at that point was that we wanted to take technology and data analysis and create powerful real-world experiences by using technology behind the scenes to match people, to look at interests and really put some intention behind events and then bring people together and make it high impact and life-changing. So that was the original premise. We started with a pilot of 300 people in Seattle, and turns out people loved it. We had a very successful pilot, great feedback. Everyone was really excited about the potential of where this could go. And we started layering games on top. That's part of what we learned in the pilot is we needed more facilitation, so we started creating these crazy games, and that's when people really started loving it. There was one small problem. We had no idea how we were going to make money. We still hadn't really figured out the business model, and turns out when we really crunched the numbers and took a hard look at what we were creating, there wasn't much of a business. We couldn't really make it as profitable as we wanted. We couldn't really make it work. So that was our first F moment, or a fail on our part. So we looked at ourselves, or we looked at each other, sorry, and ourselves. We looked in the mirror, and we tried to figure out what to do about it. And luckily, around that same time, businesses started approaching us. First small businesses, actually the Hub was one of our first clients. We did an event for them 2 years ago. And they were asking us to do events for their customers, their clients, their employees. So we took on these side projects. And pretty soon our side projects were generating more revenue than our whole consumer division. And then a little company called Amazon approached us and asked if we would do an internal event for them. And that was the moment we said, we should try this out. We should go for the enterprise market.
I just feel like since we're talking about pivots, I should do a pivot. And since we've done 2 pivots, I'm going to do another. Thank you. So we took all that we learned in the consumer market using that algorithm that we were fine-tuning and the games that we were refining and sort of establishing a formula for, and we took it into corporations. And so we would use our software to match people on their interests and the client's objectives and help them identify why they should know each other, why they should connect with their coworkers through our games, and all to help boost engagement, retention, foster strong social fabrics amongst employees, particularly in technology where turnover is so costly. And we found great traction there.
And it was a very, very exciting time for the business. We raised some money. We had some big wins. We did a bit of market research. Oh, something happened to the slide there. It's not important. It was the market research slide. It's boring.
Just some numbers.
So we did some market research. We found out people were, in fact, spending money. And we had a couple big client wins, Procter & Gamble, eBay. We're doing really cool events, flying all over the country. And we're like, gravy. We're
We
golden
felt like
now.
rock stars.
Yeah, we thought we had solved the puzzle. We had figured it out. Well, turns out there were more surprises down the line. And a few months into this, we hit some major hurdles. And those hurdles are scalability and a demon I like to call enterprise sales. So enterprise sales, turns out, is a complicated and lengthy process. And we weren't quite prepared for that. We didn't anticipate how long it would take to close some of these deals and to build the relationships. And we also, although we had created a scalable system, we didn't factor in a very important variable, human beings and the chaos that they create. So the communication, all of the troubleshooting we had to do made for a much higher touch system than we had intended to create. So we again had to look at each other, look at ourselves in the mirror, have a reckoning, and we came to our next major pivot, which we are here to tell you about tonight for the first time in public arena.
So once again, we wanted to take what we've learned from the past 3 years. We want to take what we've learned from working with consumers about the software and the games and how we can help people connect in a more meaningful and fun way. And combine that with what we've heard from our enterprise clients, which is we need a way to help our employees connect to each other, and we especially need to work with our remote workforce and dispersed workforce. And so we're marrying those two. We're going mobile, everybody.
Which we realized was an ironic announcement to make to this crowd. It's not exactly earth-shattering in terms of
to put a social network on a mobile platform. But
when we founded the company 3 years ago, we were really diehard about this face-to-face. That was a big piece of why we founded Zealyst. And so there was quite a bit of founder resistance. And we initially heard this push from investors, and we said, no, that's not where we're going. That's not what we want to do. But it was really when our clients started asking for it. Like Britta said, our clients said, we love what you're doing. How can we reach more people? Because right now we're limited to this elite audience at corporate. We want to bring it to our retail employees. We want to bring it to our remote employees. We want to bring it to international employees. And we said, that's really a great idea. We do want to reach more people. We want to, change lives and bring this product to as many people as we can. And so we decided to go for it and launch a new product. So we're hoping to have the platform live for MVP by February. We were hoping to announce our beta client by tonight, but unfortunately it hasn't been finalized. But it's a very cool company that I'm sure some of you, well, all of you have probably heard of. And so we'll have that live next year, and then we should be working all over the world. Really, there's no limit to where we could take this. So we're pretty excited about it.
So I have the first question. So out of all of this, what is like the number one lesson you've learned as building a company from scratch? And you guys have totally bootstrapped this, right?
No, we've raised money.
Okay, you've raised some money. But if you could give like one lesson that's like the biggest lesson you've learned over the past just 12 months, what would that be that you want to share with people?
I think we've talked about this actually a little bit over the last few days. I think for us it was really to get out of our own way. So we had some attachment to some principles that and I think it's important to know your values. I think you really need to have that compass. But I also think we resisted what the market was telling us longer than we really needed to.
All right, for the sake of Q&A, and we are running late this time, they're going to be available afterwards for Q&A one-on-one.
Feel free to email us too.
You can email them, you can contact me. We all know them because they're rock stars in the community. You should definitely ask them questions. But in order to move things forward, we are going to bring up the next presenter to get set up and ready to go.
But, ladies and gentlemen, please thank Zealyst.
Let's hear for Zealyst.